Okay, welcome to the Common Sense Channel. If it's your first time here, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the videos. If you have a comment, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And all returning subscribers, members, please hit the like on the video and leave a comment if you like. All right. Something about title this video called business and friendship don't mix, or something along that title. Not sure yet, or beware of who you go into business with. But anyway, that'll be in the subscription below. But anyway, they're gonna talk about it, and of course, as I always do, I'm gonna give my take. Let's begin.
Plaintiff Matika Ward met the defendant while they were interning together. And during the pandemic, they started a pop up business. However, Matika claims she and the defendant constantly butted heads, and she's suing her today for breach of contract.
All right, let me say this. Yeah, as you heard what the narrator said, that they started a business, and then as they began a business, they butted heads, and and that usually happens sometimes. Sometimes when you decide to go into business with a person, I know it's not gonna always you're not gonna always agree on everything, because one person might have some ideas of how the business should go, and the other person might have some ideas to go and everything like that. But you always should I would suggest before you start a business with someone or somebody, you need to I think actually I mean a small business like this, of course. So if you need to sit down, talk with a person, kind of get a feel for them, get the ideas and things like that. And if you do decide to go into business, have a contract drawn up, so that way, if anything happens or whatever, any legal issues happens or whatever, you go to court and get it dissolved there. All right, let's continue.
Defendant Stacy Greer says going into business with Matika was a huge mistake because
Did you? I don't know if you heard what the narrator said, but he said, this young lady here, she said going into business with her old friend, it was a huge mistake. And a lot of times that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes when you decide to go into business with a person, sometimes, some people might be reluctant or have what they say a gut feeling. A lot of times, if you have, not always in all cases, but in most cases, if you decide to go into business with someone or somebody, and you have a gut feeling or a certain feeling that you feel that it's not going to work, then it's probably best to back out, because a lot of times, usually that gut feeling is usually, I don't know, some people, people call it different things, instincts, spirit of God or Holy Spirit nudging you, maybe you shouldn't do it. And a lot of times when you usually get that feeling that you shouldn't do something, then more likely, 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't do it, because usually if you get a gut feeling about something, usually that gut feeling is usually right most of the time. And then a lot of times you go against your gut feeling, then you realize that, hey, I made a huge mistake. I shouldn't have done it. I should have listened to my instincts, my gut on this situation of matter. Anyway, let's continue.
she has a poor work ethic. And during their first event, Matika disappeared to smoke pot.
And that's the reason as I said earlier at the beginning of the video, that before you decide to go into business with a person, you really need to really sit down and get to know them, seeing how they are, because sometimes you can go into business with a person, and like she was saying, she realized her business partner here had a poor work ethic and everything. And sometimes that happens too, is you get to know a person, see how they are, see how their ways is, and and then to see if there's a type of person you want to go into business with. That's something that people should really consider and think about. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Stacy insists she doesn't know Matika for anything.
Start with you.
Okay, so me and Stacy started a business in 2021.
What type of business?
So it's a pop-up business. It's called Successful Educated Trillionaire. Well, actually, I'm not a trillionaire. I'm $250 short.
That's right. Only 250 short. I love it.
250 short.
Give her money, she'll be a trillionaire. Go ahead.
So we met in like about 2011. We were in a internship together, and we've been friends since then. So we weren't like very friends. Like we hung out all the time. We'll call each other, maybe speak for hours, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and during the pandemic, we decided that we wanted to help small businesses because we saw that a lot of people wanted to start their businesses.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let me say this before she continue. Yeah, I know. That's what. Well, the pandemic to me. I can't say it. Well, I know to me it was a bad thing, but some people probably was a good thing because being that, I would say it was a good thing for some people because some people said that they wanted to start their own business and stuff like that. But then when the pandemic happened and they weren't able to work or they got laid off, lost their job or whatever, then they was able to do that to start their own business and stuff like that. So some good things spun out of the pandemic, and of course, a lot of bad stuff came from it too. But I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll save that for another topic, for another video, for another day. But yeah, but that tended to happen as well with that. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
we were trying to do a pop-up store like Queen's Palace. That's in Yorktown now. That's my store.
Where?
Yorktown Mall.
Okay, good. And so your friendship has been fine, and then you determined that you want to go into business together?
Yeah, we thought it would be a good idea to go in business together.
All right, let me say this too. And there's nothing wrong with going in business with a friend, but sometimes friendship and business don't always mix. And sometimes, you could be friends with someone and then y'all decide to go into business together and then sometimes the business doesn't work or doesn't, pop off or doesn't work or doesn't go right. Sometimes that could end or dissolve the friendship. Just a little something to think about. So be careful about going into business, especially, with a friend, with friends and stuff like that. And I would definitely, if you are going to go in business with a friend, be friends with them for a while. See how they are, see how they act, see how y'all get along, and as cousin of mine said, you should try to, when you go be someone's friend, you should see them in all seasons. I mean, not only just the good seasons, but the bad seasons. Like how we have 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. Yeah, you should try to do the same thing with friends as well too. Try to go through all seasons with your friends, see what kind of true friend they are. I mean, friend could be good in one instance, when everything's going well, but then when things are not going well, sometimes you can really find out who your true friends are and see what their true colors may be. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
But we kept clashing. Not
What
right
was
away.
the business idea and what was the agreement?
Well, we were going to do. We were going half on the business, so we were trying to do a pop-up business. At first, we
Pop
started.
up to sell what?
So the vendors have their businesses. They come. We rent.
So
a
you're
venue.
hosting the
Definitely.
pop up almost expo.
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it. That's a good idea.
Correct. And then it was like little other things that Stacy provided, like letting them know about grants and things like.
Let me say this too, and I know probably a little off topic here, but looking at her friend or business partner, she looks very bad and very upset. She ain't smiled, ain't said nothing. She just got a bead stare. If they like the old saying go, looks could kill. A person would be dead. Just wanted to bring that up real quick. But anyway, let's continue.
Like that, just anything to help with their business.
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah,
Let me
definitely.
get some background.
So, me and Tika, like she said, we started our business in February of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that the partnership was terrible. And I'm saying that because, like, when we had our very first event on June of 2021, this was a big event for me. It was for Juneteenth. I recruited most of the vendors there. While we were doing this, she went downstairs. I was downstairs already recruiting people in. She went downstairs. She's in a car with 2 other people having a smoke out while the event is going.
Wow, that is crazy. But just a little quick suggestion here, real quick, before we continue. I think a lot of times if you're a person and you start a small business, I think maybe you should maybe try to start it. If you can, try to start it yourself, by yourself, and see how things go, and try to see if you can get it off the ground by yourself. And then once I think if you get it off the ground and get it started by yourself, and if you want to bring a person or business partner or something along, then bring them along afterwards, and then maybe have a contract and everything like that. Y'all draw up a contract agreement. Make sure y'all both, sign it, have it notarized and everything. So if things don't go right or go awry like this one did, like this business, like these 2 people here when they went into business, then then you can go to court and then you can have it resolved there. Wow, so that is crazy. Yeah, something wrong if a person wants to smoke out or whatever like that. That's fine, but shouldn't do it during a business. Now maybe afterwards or whatever, after the business and everything is over, and you want to do that. Okay, that's your business. I mean, then that's your business if you want to do that afterwards, but not doing while the business and everything is going while you're doing that. Just my take on that. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Going on upstairs. At this point, and I'm like, this making our
Right.
business
She gonna
look
come
bad.
up there smelling like weed.
Yeah. So with that being said, it's
If
like
that's true.
at that point, that's what told me, okay, I can see right now that this is not going to last long.
Did you say something to her about that?
I didn't say anything to her about that until when I started noticing it was.
Let me say something here. What she, after that had happened, after that video, she should have pulled her to the side and had a conversation with her in private and told her, hey, if you want to do it, if you want to go, what they say, smoke out or whatever, that's fine, but do it after we're done doing business. But while we're doing business, you need to leave that alone, because that's a bad look on both of us. If we're business partners and you go get smoked out while the event is going, now if you want to do it after the event, after everything is over with, okay, that's fine. But not doing that. And as she said, she saw that is what they call as a major red flag. And she should have said something to her about that. And that's why I say a lot of times you got to be able to read the signs, and then, like you say, if you get that gut feeling, about someone or somebody, especially if you're going into business with, need to really take heed and hold of that and listen to that. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Consistent.
Okay.
And not just her smoking with, doing that, but it was just poor work ethic in the business.
After you smoke, that makes sense.
Right. So
you want to do but chill out when you smoke. You want to do no work.
I'll do that later.
Go ahead, right.
Yeah. And then it was like just the laziness, untidiness. There was times when she overcharged vendors because they were making money. You can't do that. That's a lie, Your Honor. I have proof.
The agreement was what? Do you say the same? It was a 50-50?
Yes. I want to say that the partnership was terrible. And I'm saying that because, like, when we had our very first event, she went downstairs. she's in a car with 2 other people having a smoke out while the event is going on upstairs. This making our business
Right. She gonna
look
come
bad.
up there smelling like weed.
Yeah, that's what told me, okay, I can see right now that this not going to last long.
Plaintiff Matika Ward is suing her former business partner, who claims working with Matika was a huge mistake because she has a poor work ethic and smokes pot on the job.
All right. So what exactly happened?
So she had got her friend to make us a website. This was in September 17th. And she texted me and told me that it was urgent, that we need to do it now because he had a special going on, that the website was $500. So I put my $250. I sent her it right away that same day we talked. And so now we're waiting around for the website. Now months and months is going by. So now it's even after the months, I kept asking her what's going on with the website. Oh, he's still doing this, he's still doing that. So now come January, when we just couldn't really get along anymore, we ended up going our separate ways, which was like a total surprise to me because she never even came to me and talked to me about it. She just started deleting me out of Facebook groups.
All right, let me say this too. And as I was saying, when it comes to friendship and businesses, I said sometimes, in most cases, not all cases, but in most cases, they don't mix. And like you say, you gotta have communication with each other if y'all in a business together. And if it's an issue or something going on with your business partner, I need to be able to communicate with each other about it. And then also when it comes to doing something with the website and everything, if y'all are business, y'all need to actually look into it and things like that. And also watch out for quote unquote scammers because you got some people who claim they can do stuff, and even though they might say they can do it at a real bargain or discounted price, and then you go pay your money and then they don't deliver or like they should, or if they do, it's poor quality and it's not up to standard. It's something to think about. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Women empowerment being the first Facebook group she deleted me out of. So that's how I found out, like, oh yeah, we're going our separate ways. But we already was having a little conflict. But I believe we could have talked about it, sat down, but it is what it is. So now come January when we split up, January 29th, I asked her about the website. I said, well, since we're splitting up and this is not my business anymore, and you're telling everybody that you dropped me, you can drop my $250 back in my account, because why should I have to pay for anything? Now, the website wasn't even finished January.
250 was specifically for what you would already put in, though, before agreeing to dissolve the company, right?
True.
What was the worth of the company? You have any idea how much money was in the bank account? Anything?
Because it's a pop-up shop business, we put our money in, and then the money that we got back, we just split it. So we didn't keep a business for wherever all.
Let me say this as well too. That a lot of time when you do a business and you set up a business account, it's always good if you can have a accountant to keep track of the books, keep track of the money and things like that. So that way, that way no one is actually stealing or taking money from the account. Or if you are going to set up a business account. And if y'all going to be putting money in or taking money out, both need to have it set up where to the point where if you go into a bank or something that the money can't be moved unless both parties are there to move money out. So that way, one person don't take money out and just leave the account. Because I've heard of heard of people having businesses, and then one person has control of their business account, and then other persons put in money. Sometimes they put in money in, but then one of the other persons that's part of the business account is taking money out, and the other business probably doesn't know about it or doesn't find out about it until later or after the fact. and then they want to get some money out of for whatever reason, or take their money out of their field, and then there's no money there. So, and that's why I say about having a contract drawn up as well, too, a professional contract. If you're going to go into business, you need to outline this in a contract. Y'all both sign it, have it notarized, have a notary see that, so that way things like this, don't happen. It doesn't get messy like this. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Of our money was there. It was just like once we did the pop up, and the next day, all the money that we made for that whole pop up, we just split it in half.
Okay. How long prior to splitting the company did you put your 250 up? I might have missed that.
That was September, October, November, December, January, 4 months. And then in January when we split, I asked her like, can you give my money back? And she was like, well, when a site makes money, then I will refund you your money. That's what she said.
Okay.
But at that point, I wasn't even interested in that. I just wanted my money back because it's not my business anymore. I don't care if it makes money or not because it's not mine. You dropped me, so.
What do you say to this, ma'am?
So I want to say, when Tika reached out to me, I actually have it documented on page 2. When she texted me, she did ask me for the $250.
Mm-hmm.
When she asked me this, I responded and I said, pretty much we both lost $250. The website was never completed.
All right, let me say this too. If y'all do go into a business and you do dissolve it, then I think also if you have a business like this, like these two young ladies had, and y'all do dissolve the business, then what needs to happen is that you need to draw up a contract releasing this person from the business, and so that way later on, that if you continue the business and you keep the person's name on, even though they said that they're not a business partner, then they can come along and say, hey, my name is on the business. I'm entitled to half of this business if the business happens to grow, or as they say, blow up or grow or expand to a certain point. So if two people go into a business and then one person decides they're not going to be a part of the business, then you need to have you should have a contract drawn up, releasing this person from the business, the name of the business and everything, and all rights to the business. And that way, y'all have it signed, have it notarized and everything. So that way, later on, if they come back and try to sue or try to get money, if the business prosper, then that way you don't have any issues or anything like this. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
I also sent the website link. I said, take a look for yourself. She looked at the website. Her response after that was, the website looks shysty. Good luck with that. So from that point, she was well aware that the website wasn't completed. The website has an SSL issue, which means when people go on the website, they will see the security issue. And if you see a security issue on there, who's going to put their debit card information on there? I wouldn't. I don't think nobody would. So with that being said, I gave her the privilege to look at it. She did contact the web developer, and he told her that the website was done. So I just want to know, did she do her due diligence and ask thorough questions as to, is this the website you completed?
And let me say this too. She's right. A lot of times when you do business or get involved in business, especially third party like a website, like she's absolutely correct that people need to do their due diligence. Talk to them, ask questions, get stuff in writing, things of that nature when it comes to dealing with businesses like that. So she's absolutely correct on that part. And I think that's a note that all people should keep in mind and remember when they're going into business or going to do business. Do your due diligence, ask questions, study. Also, get contracts and stuff drawn up. So that way, if anything happens or whatever, if you need to take them to court to sue, you can do that. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
She could have sent him the link that I sent her just to confirm if this is the correct website that he done. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, a big issue is, do you own 100% of the company now?
I do.
All right. And did you agree to pay her?
I said, I agree to pay you. I will give you a payout if the website is successful. I did say that.
Was it conditioned upon that, ma'am?
She did say that, but after she said that, I didn't agree with her. I told her, this is not my company anymore.
Plaintiff Matika Ward is suing her former business partner, who claims working with Matika was a huge mistake because she has a poor work ethic and smokes pot on the job.
Hey everyone, interrupting your research with huge news.
Is it the new iPhone 16 Pro?
Do you have any communications? It seems like I see some over there.
Yes.
What is that
back to
regarding? Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Back to the web designer. I actually got in contact with him. That's on page.
Why do you all think that's important?
Because, for one, he said that she only paid $400.
Okay.
And then for two, he said that the website was complete. The reason that she didn't go through with the website is because she didn't want to pay the extra maintenance on the website. So he said he completed his part. She just didn't want to agree with him with doing the extra maintenance, which he said was only $26 a month.
Ma'am?
Yeah, he did tell me about the maintenance, but
Did you refuse it?
he told me $40. I want to put that out there. So I did refuse it.
Let me say this too, and when you got the website, you should have asked him for a legal contract and looked over the contract and read it over and wasn't sure. Have a legal advisor or something look over the contract. Whenever you go into business with someone, you have a contract go up. It's always the best if you can afford a lawyer, get a lawyer to draw up a business contract, or if you can't afford a lawyer, see if you can get a legal advisor, to draw up a contract. Or if you're going to go, like you say, with this website company, the person, whoever does the website, need to see if they have a contract on hand, and then get a legal advisor or lawyer, look that contract over to see if, to give you the ups and ups, the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, and let you know whether you should or shouldn't do that, sign that contract or get involved with that contract. Just a little something to think about. If you're going to decide to do a business with someone, or if you're going to hire a third party, if you're in a business with someone and you're going to hire a second or third party. All right, anyway, let's continue.
Because he got $500 and he promised me $800.
Yeah, you all work that out. I just needed to know if it was incomplete because you failed to pay the additional amounts required to maintain it. That's what I'm hearing. The reason it wasn't
And let me say this as well, too, before it just continues. When she said that the person says that, then if you go into business and the person quotes you a certain price, let them always ask them, hey, can I get that in writing? Can I get that agreement in writing? Can you give me that in writing in a contract? Give me that in writing. Because sometimes a person, and when you do business sometimes with a person or a company or whatever, they can quote you one thing and then later on they can say, something else. So they can quote you another price or a different price. They can say, hey, I'm only going to charge you $400, and then later on they come back and say, well, now it's $500 or something like that. So it's good that if they quote you a price and you agree to it, tell them that you want that in writing, you want that in the contract. So that way, if they renege or try to change it, you have it in contract that, hey, you said $400, here's the contract here. So that way don't have any, legal hang-ups or anything like this, what's going on in this situation here. All right, let's continue.
complete. Because what page are you telling me to go to where the web designer says he completed it?
Okay, it's right here. He said, yes, the site security is what she's trying to finesse. She acts like the $400 she gave me was going to be worth $1,000 and everything was going to be just one and done. But the stuff she's been asking for requires ongoing maintenance, site maintenance. So she flexes and started talking legal. He says the symbol on the website address that shows the triangle can be fixed if she pays $36, not to me, but the domain management company, and she refuses. She already has the site completed, and I taught her how to maintain it, so she probably just bought another domain and paid somebody else to connect it.
Any response, ma'am?
My response is the fact that when you are creating a website, and I have got another website done by another web developer, when you create a website, it's supposed to come complete. It shouldn't have an issue on there.
That is not a valid defense. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. She's confused.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good luck, Stacey. You can visit Queen's Palace at Yorktown. It's a very good store. It looks beautiful. And enjoy your life. I'm good.
Well, anyway, that's it. On that, as we see that state of that, and like I said, they that's why I say if you are gonna say this for real quick before we end this, like I said, if you're gonna go into business with someone or somebody, then I say that you should if you can afford a lawyer, get a lawyer. If not, at least get some type of legal advisor, and y'all go together. Then y'all draw up a contract, have the legal advisor look it over, and y'all set the terms and agreement on how you're going to do the business. Are you going to also do the account and things like that, and then also that when it comes to setting up a website and everything, both y'all should not only just agree to it, but also look it over and have that website or whatever, get a contract for them to find out how much it's going to be, and have them to send over a contract in writing so y'all can look over the terms and everything, so that way it doesn't that way everything is on the up and up. All right, anyway, that's it on that. Like I said before, like, comment, subscribe, and share. All right, and until the next video, y'all take care. God bless all, and peace.